Well, hello and welcome to Speed Feed. This is where you catch a glimpse of the latest news, trending topics, and everything that you need to know that's happening today. What's driving the conversation in the news today? You will find it all here. You will never miss out on anything important here on Speed Feed. Thank you so much for joining us because we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Please leave me a comment and tell me where you're watching us from. Thank you so much again for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe. We'll talk about some stories. There's a Mugumo tree that fell and caught fire. We'll talk about that in a second. We also have a viral video today on Friday, a video that's going viral. I have it. It's coming up. Stick around for that. We'll also talk about a Twitter beef between two senior lawyers involving a baby mama and another man. Yeah, we'll talk about that because it's, sparked conversation a bit this week on Twitter and so many other stories, including why the budget briefcase is protected. Yeah, I'll tell you much more about that in a few. Right? Let's get into the feed here, follow all the stories. But before we get into the feed, let me remind you, some breaking news over the last 1 hour. The High Court has just declared NMS, Nairobi Metropolitan Services, as unconstitutional. Where do we go from here? Everybody's talking about it. Okay, so where do we go from here? That's why the High Court and NMS are trending right now. That is what is driving the conversation as we speak. Yes. Also something else, the newly elected president of the Court of Appeal, Justice Daniel Musinga, has just been sworn in a live event that just happened a few minutes ago. Those are some of the big stories that are happening today. But meanwhile, let's talk about some viral news and what other news that you need to know, right? Don't forget to leave me a comment as we go on with the feed. So this Mugumo tree, it fell and caught fire mysteriously in a place called Gasharage in Muranga. And it has caused a stir because the Mugumo tree it's a sacred tree in the Gikuyu culture. And the events surrounding it are a bit mysterious. And so it fell and caught fire. Nobody knows whether it was man-made or where the fire came from. But these events seem to have some kind of cultural significance in the Gikuyu culture. I know. And that's a story that has gone viral and causing, making a lot of people talk here on Facebook as well. Yeah. Now, other stories that are happening. So, police in Ainamoi in Kericho County, they're still looking for a Form 3 student who attacked Ainamoi Secondary School principal by hitting him on the head with a piece of wood that had a nail on it. This boy pierced his principal's head with a nail, and the student is said to have been angered for being sent home because of school fees arrears, and that happened. What is happening in our schools? Leave me a comment. Give me your reactions to some of these stories because we are live on Facebook. Yes, I'll be reading them as we go on with the show. Yeah? Make sure you leave me a comment. Don't watch. A lot of you watch and you don't leave me a comment. Yeah, please do it. Please do it because we are live. All right? Let's go talk about other stories. A viral video where Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru faced an angry woman in Mwea who rushed to her vehicle wanting to confront her over alleged unfair distribution of resources within the county. Waiguru had gone to sign a deal between the county government of Kirinyaga and an agency called the Kenya Animal Genetic Resource Center. And this is a deal that would, that's meant to provide artificial insemination services to farmers in that region. And so this woman wasn't happy with her governor, and I guess she just wanted to have a talk, and this happened.
Sawa kabisa.
Wait. Okay. It's turning dramatic. I guess she just wanted to talk to the governor. just have a chat about the distribution of resources. Some people are getting more, others are not. Yeah, that video is going viral. Yeah, give me your reaction to that. I see but Dylan is watching from Spring Valley. Good to see you. Yeah, leave me a comment because we're live. Yeah, don't watch and be silent. Yeah, give me your reaction to that video and many more. And meanwhile, while we're at it, here's a read that I want to recommend for you to check out on Kenyans.co.ke. So it's about just how powerful the Rai family are. If you don't know about the Rai family, this I recommend you go read this and just read about how they own a lot of companies and they control a lot of industries, and they have presented a bid to take over the Mumia Sugar Company. And there is an in-depth story there by John Batty, one of our journalists here at Kenyans.co.ke. It's going to give you a clear picture of just how powerful or rich that family is. Yeah, I recommend that. Go read it, on a Sunday afternoon or Saturday afternoon when, just bookmark it and, an interesting read I recommend for you. Okay, let's move on. Talk about that story I just promised to tell you. So during the budget reading, the finance minister, you noticed yesterday, and in the recent past, they always show up at parliament buildings in a motorcade that's highly guarded. And the budget briefcase, it's a ceremonial item that appears to be guarded and held carefully. So it wasn't always like that. The finance minister did not always have to come to parliament with a motorcade and, with all that protection. This tradition began after the 1997 budget was read. Yeah, when Musalia Mudavadi was a finance minister, and MPs tried to stop his budget reading in the presence of former President Daniel Arap Moi, and they were advocating for change in the constitution, that would guarantee a free and fair election that year. And the disruption that happened in parliament made the government institute a culture of guarding the finance minister and the budget briefcase during budget day. So it's a fantastic story as well that was done by Stephanie Wangari on Kenyans.co.ke. Interesting stories this week. Just go through the website. You find some very interesting reads there, like that one. Did it always happen that way? No, it hasn't always been such a guarded affair. That budget briefcase has not always, been about guarding the finance minister, but because of that particular event that happened. More details about that on that story on Kenyans.co.ke. Now, meanwhile, let's talk about DP Ruto because spoke yesterday and he supported former Chief Justices David Maraga and Willie Mutunga in his take on upholding the Constitution. And he was speaking to Kiambu leaders from his home in Karen, and he addressed the issue of the president seeming to disregard the Constitution. And these were his remarks.
There is a fundamental ideological divide between those of us who believe that the problem of Kenya is an economic problem that requires a national transformation, economic transformation movement that ensures that every opportunity is created for every citizen to either get a job or build enterprise so that we can grow bigger corporations from micro enterprises. Our competitors believe that our problem is ethnic. We should solve it using ethnic parties, create positions so that ethnic leaders can be satisfied. We believe differently, that every Kenyan matters. Kazi ni kazi. Our friends.
Well, that's one of the stories that's driving the political conversation today. DP Ruto there joining former CJs to, talk to the president, the total disregard of the Constitution and seeming to have, an agenda towards changing the Constitution. That's in political conversations today. Meanwhile, in the diplomatic arena, Kenya has reopened its airspace to Somalia, finally. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs in a statement says the move is a goodwill measure in the hope that it will restore normalization of relations with our neighbors to the east. The ban on any flights from Somalia was imposed on 11th of May, and today is the 11th of June. So that's exactly a month ago. Although Somalia still maintains that they still have maintained the suspension of Mira flights from Kenya. They were imposed last year. So our Mira carrying planes cannot fly to Somalia, but we've opened the airspace to them. Yeah, it's a whole diplomatic affair between Kenya and Somalia. I recommend that you read about, educate yourself about it. But meanwhile, let's talk about from the budget yesterday, some of the things that came up. In case you're a business that is doing business, or you're a company that's doing business with the government, I don't know if this makes you smile or how this makes you feel. Because Treasury CS Ukuri Atani, he directed all government ministries, departments, agencies, and counties to clear all their pending bills to suppliers and businesses by June 30th. And the delay in payment of these bills, it has negatively affected businesses, especially those suppliers and, contractors who work with the government. It has affected them, and also the larger economy because, money needs to move around. Now, he says strict measures will be taken against agencies that will fail to pay up their pending bills. So what's going to happen? Yeah, it's Treasury that gives money to the counties to pay suppliers. So after June 30th, they will take action. Maybe they will stop sending money to the counties until they pay up. I hope this makes you smile. I hope this is some good news for you if you do business with the government. Now, meanwhile, there's a case where police have arrested or have rather rearrested a man called Michael Mutunga. So he's the main suspect, accused of the gruesome murder of a Catholic priest in Embu. Now, he had been released on a bail of 300,000 shillings by the High Court in Embu, after which he disappeared and he failed to appear in court, forcing the court to issue a warrant of arrest against him. Yeah. Let's go to that story that I had highlighted earlier. I promised you about the story of two lawyers who were beefing on Twitter. So it's very interesting because, okay, it's not the most important story, but I recommend you go read it. It's out there. So, like 3 days ago. So this guy, Silas Chepkires Jakakimba. He's a lawyer, a senior lawyer, and so he tweeted at Nelson Harvey on Twitter. This is what he told Nelson Harvey: "What is not happening at the Law Society of Kenya? One way or another, or the other, you and your entire council must ensure order is restored." He just tweeted at Nelson Harvey, saying something about LSK and how order needs to be restored at the Law Society of Kenya. Nelson Harvey decided to go for a low blow because apparently, and this is how we came to know about it, about Jakakimba's baby mama drama, because Nelson Harvey tweeted, "Do I propose I summon Duncan Okach to deal with you? I'm sure it's a matter he will effectively handle." So a lot of people were wondering, who is Duncan Okach, or that person that was mentioned there? And Silas tweeted back, and he seemed to be, he seemed like the conversation had already gone south, because now everybody turned their attention on who is this Duncan Okach. So Duncan Okach, according to Silas, is a thug on the chopping line, and probably, there's put out a whole statement there, talking about Duncan Okach. It's in the public domain. These three lawyers were beefing on Twitter and bringing their baby mama drama on Twitter. And so we got to know about that. And one Duncan Okach tweeted a video of a confrontation that was happening, apparently, as we see from the video, with Silas Jakakimba in a vehicle. So the whole story here is between this man called Okach and Silas Jakakimba. So if you don't know much about it, just go to his Twitter. There's a tweet from June 7th and follow that thread. Interesting story because there seems to be kind of a beef between the three of them. or maybe it's what we are reading from here. But as it appears, some comments from here, people were commenting on this story, and I'm trying to look for a decent comment on this one. There's someone called Wesley Uwino said, "This is uncalled for. Silas only asked a very simple question. Why drag his personal issues here? Mr. President, this is inappropriate." Yeah. Just lawyers behaving badly on Twitter. That was the whole point of the show. I guess a preamble to our viral videos. We've already talked about NMS. It has been declared unconstitutional. So this story is null and void as well. I have also declared it null and void. Yeah, because the NMS has been declared unconstitutional by the High Court. So let's skip that story. There's a whole report there. There's a story there by Samuel Mbugua from our team here at Kenyans.co.ke. But that's not even going to matter right now, because whether they were involved in the corruption case or not, or whether they were cleared, it doesn't matter at this particular moment, because the latest story is that they have been declared unconstitutional by the High Court. So now this is a preamble to a viral video. Now that it's Friday, let's look at Speed Feed viral videos. And here it is. What could go wrong in this video, my friends? The beauty of CCTV cameras. So there's a person who's just drove in there with a white car. Probably going to work, minding his own business, wanting to be a productive citizen. And what could go wrong? In just about 3, 2, 1, there you go. A random rogue dog just swept this man off his feet. Yeah, I have so many questions from this video. Is that a dog? Is that a spirit dog? What exactly is happening? Because how does a dog just sweep a human? And you can tell this is not a light man. You can tell he's a full-grown man, and a dog just swept off a full-grown man off his feet, left him writhing in pain on the ground. He's just there lying and wondering, what exactly just happened? Is that a spirit? But that video is going viral. It just made me happy. Share with us some viral videos that you would like us to feature here on the show. I'm sure you have a lot of them in your gallery that you keep to yourself. Yeah. But in case you haven't seen that one, yeah, it's a good one, right? CCTV cameras, they show us a lot of things. Thank you so much for watching Speed Feed for today. Now you're in the know about everything that's trending. Before we go, let's check out if there's any other story that has broken as we are on air. Yeah, still everybody's talking about NMS being declared unconstitutional. Yes, so that's still the top story right now. Yeah. Let's take a moment and talk about the Euros, because they're beginning today. Beginning today. You can follow the action, by the way, or you can follow all the stories from Euros on teamkenya.co.ke. Yeah, check out that URL, teamkenya.co.ke. It's a new sports website. Yeah, from here. We're growing, my friends, I tell you. You can follow the action there. But Euro 2020, what's going to happen? So, about a month ago, no, not a month ago. Yes, about a month ago, I made a bet with two of my peoples here in studio, Fred and Felix, and we made a bet about who was going to win the Champions League. And Fred has been ignoring me for the last 2 weeks, ignoring to pay my bet like we never made a bet. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Well, but the Champions League is over, and I told you guys. So I guess I have qualified myself as a qualified football pundit. No, I'm just a football fan. But the Euro 2020 begins today. Everybody's talking about Group F, the group of death. Yes, the group of death. Portugal, France, Germany, and Hungary. Yes, out of those 4 teams, maybe Hungary is going to stage an upset. I don't know. But I'm just happy because we are going to be treated to, some very sumptuous football. I am happy because between France, Germany, and Portugal, one of them has to go. For sure, for Shize, one of them has to go. And that is why everybody's talking about Group F. Yeah. Tonight, though, it's a game is between Italy and Italy, yes, Italy and Turkey. Is it Italy and Turkey or Italy? Yes, that's tonight's game between Italy and Turkey. That's the fast game. But conversation, everybody's talking about Group F. That's in football banter today, and yeah, from the Euro 2020. And I've just told you, hooked you up with a new website. You can follow all the sporting action. Teamkenya.co.ke. Go there and follow all the analyses, the everything sports and Euro 2020. Follow it right there. Something else that's trending today. Nikita Kering is trending. Do you know who Nikita Kering is, Felix? Nikita Kering. Felix doesn't know Nikita Kering. Do you know Nikita Kering? Yeah, Nikita Kering is a fantastic musician from Kenya. She's 19 years old. She's released a song. It's called X by Nikita. The song is good. I don't have a problem. But she's 19 years old and she's singing about her ex. So, which makes it very interesting, right? Has she gone through enough relationship drama to have content to sing about an ex? Well, go listen to the song. It's called X by Nikita. Also, Lord has released new music. Yeah, her new song is called Solar Power. Yeah, Solar Power by Lord. It was released today in the wee hours of the morning. So in case you were waiting for it, I was waiting for it. I was waiting to hear Lord because we haven't seen new music from her in like 4 years. Yeah. The Law Society of Kenya is also trending because they're the ones who sued or who went to court to seek or, see NMS declared unconstitutional. Yeah. That's where they're trending. Kalembe Ndile, the late Kalembe Ndile is being buried today. He's being laid to rest today. And some of the people attending the burial, Raila Odinga is there. I can see some other leaders. Kalonzo Musyoka is also there. And the family had said that they only allow 200 people in the burial. But I am seeing a crowd of probably more than 1,000 people from the pictures that are, there. But that's also happening today. So he's being buried today. Who else is trending? Today, various words regarding that NMS story. Unconstitutional, null and void. Yeah. What are we declaring unconstitutional, null and void today? What else are we... What else? What else are we, I'm declaring myself unconstitutional, null and void. This week, we have declared it unconstitutional, null and void. This is the end of the week. So, yeah, I know you have some time, so just stick around so I can tell you what you can follow up to see. Well, apart from that, very little else that you need to know. Oh, there's also, Maendeleo ya Wanawake. They released a statement. Yes, they released a statement yesterday saying that the two former Chief Justices there, Justices David Maraga and Willy Mutunga, they said that they are mansplaining this whole issue. And this statement said the Kenyan women were ecstatic when we watched the swearing in of Martha Koome, the very first woman Chief Justice. They continue to try and get the place where they say mansplaining. Say both Willy Mutunga and David Maraga have opted to totally bypass Martha Koome in their bid to impose their own legal philosophy and interpretation of the Constitution on her, in effect implying that the current Chief Justice is incapable of carrying out her duties to their lofty standards of supposed perfection. This mansplaining behavior is common in many workplaces where men, by their speech, act as though women are incapable of understanding complex concepts unless the men give detailed explanations. We never thought a time would come when a woman of Martha Koome's caliber, a Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya no less, would be so disrespected. What's your take on that before we wind up the show? Yeah? No comment? Yeah. So, but that's a statement by Maendeleo ya Wanawake there. Just commenting about that whole conversation. They say that the two former Chief Justices, they are mansplaining don't want to go into details about that. But yeah, it's a topic of conversation. It's a very heated conversation on Twitter, by the way. A lot of tweets with this issue. People giving their thoughts on this. But let me read you a commentary by Mwalimu Wandia Njoya. She says, maendeleo ya wanawake better not be talking on behalf of women. This is nonsense. Informed opinions from the retired CJs do not prevent the current one from doing her work. Stop misusing Kobe to shut up our retired CJs. If you want to support BB Mayai, do it in your own. That's what she says regarding that. So the comment, yeah, that's a sparked conversation on Twitter. Yeah, solid conversation on Twitter right now. Yeah, so pretty much outside of this show, there's nothing else that you need to know that's trending. Thank you so much for watching. We'll come back on Monday to talk about what will have happened over the weekend, and the Euro action and everything else, all the drama that will have happened over the weekend. We will review it all on Monday. My name is Kimani Mbugua. Goodbye.